Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of The Minority Advantage. Today, I have here with me a special guest, man. When I say special, I mean he is special. He's in the second year of college and he's already got the cybersecurity stuff going, has a few certifications. Welcome, Day.
Thank
How's
you
it
very
going?
much. It's going pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you? I know school just recently started. How are you combining school, the cybersecurity stuff? I know you started your own cybersecurity community. You do have an internship in cybersecurity. So, how is it going right now?
It's crazy because I'm doing a lot of things at the same time, but I'm able to prioritize and combine everything together. But as time goes, and I'm gonna have to like come shut some things down just so I can focus on other things. But I'm gonna majorly be focusing on school, my internship, and my community.
Okay, that sounds good.
Mhm.
Today we're going to discuss mainly about how other people in your shoes, right? The same path in college, how
Mhm.
they can get into cybersecurity
Okay.
and launch a successful career in it. But before we go there, I want us to discuss your background just
Okay.
just a little bit, right?
Mm.
Before you got into cybersecurity, who were you? I mean, as in growing up, and who were
Mhm.
you until that stage? Just give us a quick 2 minutes background.
Yeah, of course. So I was born and raised in Nigeria. Moved over here a couple years ago, and went through high school. And after high school, I graduated high school really early, so I took a gap year, and like I was just still trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to do, what I wanted to study. I didn't know. I was in cybersecurity club in high school, but I didn't even know that I could actually pursue cybersecurity as a degree or even work in the cybersecurity field. And I was just going through stuff and just exploring different things. And I had the opportunity of going to like a networking class. I would just like on YouTube, I'll just Google cybersecurity stuff and just really um consume the material and stuff and just really explore. And then I made then right before I started college, I just made the decision that I was gonna get into cybersecurity. And then later on, after the first semester of my freshman year, I started pursuing certifications so I can start getting experience in the cybersecurity industry. But I didn't even I wasn't even looking to get in like a cybersecurity internship. I was looking to get in like a help desk internship or like a help desk job so I could just start getting experience. And then I tried to get the A plus, but I failed the A plus my first time. And then later on, reattempted it, got the A plus, network plus, security plus. I started applying for cybersecurity internships, and fortunately, I got one, and so here I am today.
Wow, wow, that's a lot of speed right there. That's
Yeah.
Formula One type speed right there. So from high school, you were able to take a gap year. That's something that most people do not benefit from. So you're able to sit back and think about what you wanted to do. Obviously, you had some interest in it, doing something in the club in school.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I was part of the cybersecurity club for like a term because I had to move to another state. But after that, I didn't stop like trying to learn about cybersecurity. Like I just used to mainly watch YouTube videos, or, like random YouTube videos, or read like articles and stuff, and just kept myself in the loop of everything. And eventually became what I made up my mind to do.
So what are you majoring in school now? Is it cybersecurity?
I'm just getting the general associate's degree, but after my associate's degree, I'm going to major in cybersecurity.
Okay, so you're getting your associate's degree right now,
Yes,
and it's just a general associate's
yes,
degree.
yes.
Okay, so I guess my next question to you is, right now you are in the field, you're getting your associate's degree.
Mhm.
Someone will say, why are you trying to get the degree for cybersecurity
Mm.
and all of that? Is there a reason you want to do that?
Yeah, there's a certain reason. I think I'm still young and I'm still able to still pursue a degree, right? Like I'm not like I'm not like way older or trying to do a career change. I'm still within the age where I can still pursue a degree and get a degree, and so might as well just get it and just tick the box because a lot of employers still require that you have a degree, even though you have the skills and certifications. So I'm not like I'm not losing in any way by getting the degree. So that's why I'm still pursuing it.
Wow, that's nice. So I want people who are kind of first year college, second year, third year, whatever it is. Even people who are not in college, right? Because you've achieved something in your second, yeah, in your second year in college. Yeah,
Yes.
you've achieved something in your second year in college that people are now trying to get to. So I want us to discuss and get in there and see how people can follow those footsteps and get into cybersecurity. So currently you are an intern, cybersecurity intern. Can you tell us what you do?
There's a lot of things I do. A lot of things I could talk about. A lot of things I could talk about, but majorly, it's just uh making sure that I perform my job duties, and I'm mostly shadow like this more senior cybersecurity analyst. I do a lot of things with like email security, cloud security, um, just a little bit of incident response, just making sure that if we get like an alert for something that might have happened, I check it out and make sure that that it's not going to be something that will cause a really big damage or anything like that. So that's like a really brief and careful summary of what I do to stay within a safe range.
Okay, so let's say I'm listening to this and I'm enjoying what you're saying. I hear
Hmm.
what you're saying, and I want to be just like you, and I just want to be just like you.
Hmm.
Um, where would you say I start?
Mm. I honestly, first of all, I think it's important to know if you actually would like this field, if this is a field that you want to be part of, because you're gonna be constantly learning. Like there is no room to relax. There's room to relax, but there's always something new to learn, and you'll always have to be improving your skills. That's the first thing. You have to know that are you up for the challenge, and is this a field where you want to be? And then after that, it's great to start with the fundamentals, because cybersecurity is a really vast field, and like if you don't understand the fundamentals of IT, it's definitely going to come back to you in the future. So I usually recommend people to start from like the CompTIA A plus, which is a really solid and like first line basic IT certification. It gives you like the fundamentals of everything that you need, and then from there on, progress onto the Network Plus, the Security Plus. Network Plus, because networking is important for cybersecurity, and having at least that basic understanding is going to help you a lot. And then the Security Plus, because like it's just a holy grail of like cybersecurity certifications. So once you have those three, I mean, I generally recommend you get the Security Plus, but you can study for both the A plus and Network Plus without taking the exams, just to have the knowledge. But if you want to, you can take the exams. But I always recommend you definitely take Security Plus. And then at that point, when you have those three certifications, it's left to you to decide where you want to go from there, because there's so many like more advanced certifications or different fields that you can branch into. So at that point, you would definitely know like maybe I want to go through this route or that route. But I always recommend A plus, Network Plus, Security Plus, and then when you get there, you for sure should know what next you want to do from there.
Okay, that's very insightful. So, like you mentioned, the A plus, the network plus, and the security plus. I've interviewed other cybersecurity guys, and it seems like everybody mentions the security plus. So, like you said, it is the holy grail.
Yeah.
And you also said you don't necessarily need to get the A plus or the network plus,
Yeah.
but it's a good foundation into going into your security plus. But if you
Yes.
studied it and you can take it, hey, why not, right?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Hmm.
You have three, and it makes the resume even look better.
Absolutely.
Um, you also mentioned something else. Kind of lost the thought here, but basically you were talking about how you will find out what you want to do after taking that security class.
Yes.
So, like you said, there are a lot of things going on there. There are a lot of areas you can go into. Which area are you are you focusing on, or are you currently working on?
So I personally don't like. I'm still in the stages of figuring it out. I know where I eventually want to get to, but right now what I'm doing is I'm gaining as much experience and understanding of the different fields, so I can have like a really diverse set of skills, and so eventually wherever I find myself in, I'm able to properly perform my job function and probably understand what I'm doing, because like cybersecurity is usually like there's so many things you can do cybersecurity, but it's usually like categorized into like red team, blue team, purple team. But I'm doing my best to have skills in all of those areas so I can be well rounded. Firstly, because I want to be able to work in any part of cybersecurity. And then eventually, when I decide like this is where I want to specialize in, I will have skills from other sides in other areas that could also help me in that discipline. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay, that kind of aligns with what you were saying. You are still young, you are still in school,
Hmm.
so it gives you that flexibility of just looking at everything
Yes.
from a high view and
Yeah.
just picking and choosing what you want. But
Yes.
now you can just go about it and try and be a generalist, understand
Yes.
everything as much as possible. So that
Yes.
is one of the advantages you have just because you started very early and you are still in school. So
Yeah.
obviously it's possible, right?
Hmm.
But I want you to talk about the challenges of getting these certifications and doing it and
Hmm.
being a cybersecurity analyst
Yeah.
while in school. In because obviously you started this in your first year in college.
Yes.
So if you can talk about how challenging it is and how maybe someone can circumvent all of that,
Hmm.
that would be helpful.
Yeah. Sure. So I must say, like, it really is challenging because like I have so many things I'm doing at the same time, and like it takes a lot of like determination to want to actually do those things because like school on its own it's is a stressful situation. And combining that with like extra responsibilities like certification or an internship is another takes the stressful to another level. So having the determination to want to do it, like having a like like what is your why? Like why are you doing this? Right? If you have something that is pushing you, that inspires you to want to like go the extra mile and get this extra knowledge outside of school and just set yourself up for more success in the future, then that's what really pushes you because I know what my why is, and that's like what really keeps me determined and keeps me pursuing that. And then something has to give, right? If you're gonna be doing like other things at the side, some things are gonna like you're gonna have to sacrifice some other things, like like one thing that I sacrifice a lot is sleep. Like I try to sleep as much as I can, but I don't think I get like a healthy amount of sleep. I do try to like sometimes during the holidays and like weekends I try to like recover for that, but sleep is definitely gonna give. And then like sometimes your social life might give because you don't because like you're constantly studying. Like if your friends say, hey, do you want to hang out? Like, I'm sorry, I have to study tonight. I have to finish my schedule for tonight. So many things are gonna give because like so much of your time is gonna be consumed by what you're doing because it's not easy. Like the certifications are not easy. Like it takes. I mean, normally it takes people like 2-3 months to study for certifications. Like I generally take like those certifications I took. Did them in like 1.5 months, 1.5 months, or 1 month, which is like a really really like crazy thing to do. I know, but because I'm super consistent and like I like on the I whenever I'm studying for something, I do it on a daily basis, and like I focus on it so much that I kind of tune a lot of other things out. Like sometimes like I would delete my social media for months, for weeks at a time. So it's a lot of things that have to like really really give, and like until you're ready to make those sacrifices in order to achieve what you want in a given time, or exactly what you want, then you're probably not ready to start doing things in this field because like it's demanding. It requires a lot, but once you get to a certain stage, once you have a certain experience, a certain knowledge, and you're at a comfortable stage, then you're not gonna need to do as much as you will be doing in the start because you would have had that foundation, and the rest is just gonna be easy. You're gonna be able to learn things better. You're gonna be able to get jobs or positions better because you already have this foundational skills, and the rest is just gonna be you just cruising through. So that's just where am I right now? Really trying to get the foundations down and build a really solid foundation so that later on in the future, I don't have to do as much as I'm doing, or I might just have to focus on something else.
Mm. You mentioned something. You mentioned about something has to give. You mentioned about
Yes.
sacrifice. Before my audience run away because of all the sacrifices, I want them to know. Look, whether you pick or choose, whether you choose or not, you are making sacrifices on a daily.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
is an opportunity cost with whatever you do,
Hmm.
right? If you choose to sleep, you're giving up something.
Yeah.
If you choose to learn, you're giving up something.
Yes.
So the whole thing is to be aware of the sacrifices you are making, whether you know it or you don't know it.
Yeah.
There are sacrifices you are making every time.
Yeah.
Right now, you're sitting here with me. It's a sacrifice you're making. It's an opportunity because you could be studying, you
Mm-hmm.
could be making content for your stuff, you could be
Mm-hmm.
doing any other thing, but you chose to be here. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with deciding to go this route.
Yes.
Um, there is an ROI at the end. There is
Mm-hmm.
some good achievements at the end, but for
Absolutely.
now, you will have to give up
Mm.
something, right? Maybe
Absolutely.
just a little bit sleep, maybe a little bit of clubbing, but you're
Mm-hmm.
not saying you should give up your total social life,
No.
but
No. No.
you should have a goal. And you
Yes.
also mentioned one thing about you studied daily
Yes.
for it.
Daily. Yeah.
I think that is very important because you want to keep being in the groove, right?
Yes. Absolutely. 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 Because when you're in the groove, like it's like because I sometimes in the past when I studied for certifications, I've had situations whereby sometimes I wouldn't study for a whole week, and then I'm like, oh man, what did I just do? Because I'm no longer like in that sync of like the daily study. Because like once you do it consistently, you're able to like relate to what you learned yesterday to what you're gonna learn tomorrow, and it's just easy to keep in the sync, like retain information and really understand what you're doing, and it just keeps you in that loop of consistency that's just gonna help you eventually.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with that.
Mhm.
So that is how it is being a student and also pursuing cyber security. Um, I would like us to talk about resources, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned the A plus, you mentioned the network, is it network plus,
Yeah, Never Plus.
and then you mentioned the security plus.
Yes.
Um, if you were starting over again,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you were
Yeah.
starting over again in your second year, you're starting all over again.
Yes.
What are you taking first? What are you learning first?
Mm-hmm.
And where are you going to get that information?
Mm.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, usually when you're starting and you don't know anything, you are everywhere trying to get information everywhere. But once
Yeah.
you get into it, you kind of understand, oh, maybe
Mm-hmm.
all these were not important to do, right?
Yeah.
This is where the knowledge is. This is where the gold is.
Mm-hmm.
This is where this is at, right?
Yeah.
So having to go through all of that, you kind of now know some of these things. And instead of maybe five resources, I can give you one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one you need to do. Forget about all the rest. This is what
Mm-hmm.
they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone is starting today, what resources are they going to get to that stage where now they have their security plus, they've studied for their network plus and their A plus, and they've taken it and they want to take it whether or not they want to take it,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But what resources are you going for?
Okay. So for the A plus, it's still the same resources I use. I used Professor Messer. He has a free course on YouTube, like completely free. If I could go back, I would have used his course notes as well because he has these course notes that he sells for like about $20. But his resource on YouTube is already free, and even with that alone, you can definitely still grasp the exam. So people use Professor Messer alone and pass the exam, but I'm the kind of person where I like to use one, two, three, four resources for an exam because I like to get instruction from like different instructors and just really diversify the knowledge set that I'm going to be using for the exam. So Professor Messer first. Then the second person I recommend is Jason Dion. His course on Udemy, his courses for the CompTIA A plus, they're really good. I
Jason Dion?
Yeah, Jason Dion. His Udemy courses are really good for the CompTIA A plus. And then the final person is Mike Mayers. Mike Mayers on Udemy. His courses are also really good. Those are the three resources I use for my A plus, and they helped me tremendously in passing the exam. And then the Network Plus, of course. First of all, Professor Messer. He also has a YouTube course for it, which is free. And then his course notes are really good. Like his course notes for the Network Plus are are literally the best course notes that I use for either both the A plus Network Plus and Security Plus. Like they helped me so much. So Network Plus use his course notes, and then Jason Dion as well for his Udemy course, and then Mike Mayers for the Udemy course. There are other courses aside from those courses that would have been helpful for the Network Plus, like with like subnet and all that stuff. So like like Eli the computer guy on YouTube. He has like really like nice videos on like subnetting and stuff like that. So in case like you're struggling with that, so those are the resources that I would use for the network plus, and then finally security plus.
So
The
before
num
you move to the security plus, you
Okay,
mentioned Mesa and Jason Dion, but there was
yeah,
another guy you mentioned. Is it Michael Myers?
yeah, Mike Myers,
Mike Myers. Okay,
yeah,
okay. I just wanted us to get that straight. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
moving on to the security plus.
So the Security Plus, the number one resource is this book by Daryl Gibson. It's called Get Certified, Get Ahead. The book is it's like if you read that book once or twice, like honestly, in my opinion, it could be enough for you to take the Security Plus. But like me being me, I always like to have like extra resources. So Jason Dion as well, his Udemy course is good. Like I think for like almost all the like cybersecurity related CompTIA exams, Jason Dion and Mike Mayers are like the go to for all of them. So Jason Dion for his Security Plus, and then Mike Mayers for his Security Plus course as well. Then Jason Dion also has these like practice exams that you can use to like see if you're ready and gauge like how far you need to like study more for the exam. So you can also buy his practice exam course. Mike Mayers also has like a practice exam course for the Security Plus, but I've never really tried any of his practice exams. But there are people who say really good things about them, but I personally recommend Jason Dion's practice exam. So if I was to do it all over again, I would definitely do it in that with all of those resources. And then for the Security Plus, um I would probably add like a lot more labs. Like I wish I was able to like actually put like practice some of the things that I was learning, but I didn't have any issues with that because I was already doing my internship, so I could easily have access to the resources that were being taught under Security Plus and understand them better. So if you're taking a Security Plus, try to do labs that help you like understand the concept you're learning. It just helps you way better. And if you're like in an internship, just ask like your seniors or your manager and see if you can understand how a particular tool works, and just learn more about it from based off of what you're learning on the Security Plus. It really helps you solidify what you're learning better.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Those are a lot of resources.
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
make sure you subscribe and you like. If you don't do it, I'm going to stop the channel. I'm not going to invite people like they over again. So you mentioned three or four people.
Yeah.
So basically, Professor Mesa, you can find it on YouTube.
Yes.
Jason Dion and Mike Myers is on Udemy.
Yes. Udemy.
And then for Security Plus, you mentioned, is it Daryl Gibson or Darren Gibson?
Daryl Gibson.
Daryl Gibson. Where can we find Daryl Gibson?
So his book is called Get Certified, Get Ahead. It's on
It's a
Amazon or Target. It's about $30. It's a really good investment. Even after the Security Plus, I've used the book to like reference some things, and it's definitely a good book all around.
Yeah, and I mean, you've mentioned a lot of resources, right? But
Yeah.
all the resources you mentioned, it doesn't sound like they will total more than $150.
Yeah, no, like no. Like all the resources, max, max. I think I did a calculation once. Max, like $70 or $80, because
Wow.
like Udemy does like all of these sales all the time. So
Mhm.
if you catch the courses at like $10 per course, like you have two courses, Jason Dion, Mike Myers, that's $20, and then like maybe the book is $30, that's like 20 plus 30, that's 50. Let's say you buy Professor Messer's course notes, that's $20, that's 70, like max $70, and you are ready to get the exam done.
Wow. So this is not capital intensive.
No,
You can do it. You can do it.
yes,
And
absolutely.
since you are in school, like you said, maybe every day you learn a little bit. Every day you learn a little bit. And maybe if you're not obsessed about it, like day here, and you can get it done in 1.5 months, don't be don't, don't be heartbroken. I mean, people are
Yeah,
out there that are not in I mean that are professionals, right? And they
yeah,
can't even finish it in 3 months. Like you said, the average is within 3.5 months, 4 months. I always say give yourself 6 months, right? Just give
yeah,
yourself 6 months,
yeah,
and it's fine, especially if you are a college student in the same shoes as they. You can have that time, but the key is to always be studying every day, right? Do
Yes,
something
yes, yes.
every
Learn
single.
something new every day.
Wow, that's awesome. Before I let you go, I will ask you about your resources, about where they can find you. I've actually already told some people to subscribe to your channel, go to your Instagram because you have a lot of good information there. Do you have any advice for um for people in your shoes, students, right?
Yeah.
Who are trying to get into this, and it's not just students, right? Even people who are done can also follow what you're doing. But for students specifically, do you have any advice for people in your shoes?
Yeah, absolutely. So for students, and I'm talking to like regular students, like not it's not like geniuses or anything like that. Talk about like everyday students. Like college is like the best time of your life to build like the solid foundation that's gonna like be your future, right? Like you're gonna be spending 4 or 5 years, 3 to 5 years, give or take, in college, right? So use that time to lay the foundation for your future, right? It's great to have like friends, to have like everything like that. Doesn't mean like you have to give all of that up, but also realize that this time is going to be instrumental for your future. So if you're into cybersecurity, I recommend that as soon as possible, start getting yourself ready for internships. Like you want to get like at least one internship before you graduate, right? Just like start getting your skills up for internships. Like you can do certifications. Like everything is really subjective. Some people get internships without certifications. Some get it with certifications. So either path you take, just make sure that you're building your skills. And outside of the classes you're doing, make sure that you're understanding what you're being taught and doing outside of that. Like you have a lab where you learn about different tools, or you go on like online courses, you learn about different things that are related to what you want to do cybersecurity, and start applying for internships. Like start getting experience, start building your, even if you're not getting experience, start building your skills on your own. If possible, start a blog, start a podcast, start a YouTube channel to document your journey, teach other people things, meet new people. Like this is the time to be doing like a lot of things and really giving yourself that solid foundation for the future. And you know just try to like focus on that as much as you can right now, because there's gonna be your life ahead of you to do a lot more. So use this time to really build that foundation. And then like all the people who are like changing careers or like get into the industry, like I think those kind of people are usually a lot more determined than younger people like us, because they have a lot more at stake because they have families and other things. So they just need to like to be encouraged and know, like aside from the fact that this field is a really demanding field, it's also a rewarding field. So like keep pushing, like keep like studying, keep learning, keep building your skills. And you're definitely gonna get there. Like there's so many stories of people that have pivoted from like different fields, like from like a barista to a cybersecurity analyst, from a banker to a cybersecurity analyst, from different fields. So you're definitely welcome in this field. Like it just needs to be dedicated, hardworking, and meet people, like interact with other people and build a, like be part of a community, because it also helps to kind of like boost your morale and everything together. So like my main advice is just hard work, consistency, and dedication. Because like if you put in the time now, you put in the effort now, later on you're just gonna cruise through everything, and it's just gonna be a lot more easier. So that's my 2 cents for everybody.
Wow, wow, wow. That was more like $1 million, not 2 cents, man. That was more like $1 million. Thank you. But before I let you go, two more questions, just quickly. You mentioned something about labs, right? Preparing for labs. Where
Yeah.
can you go to prepare for labs?
So for cybersecurity, there's so many resources for like labbing and learning things. So try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Rangeforce. Rangeforce has like a free community edition, so you can sign up for that. You can learn about different tools. There's so many, even like there's so many of them, but those three are the ones that really come to my mind right now. Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Rangeforce, Over the Wire if you're trying to learn about like Linux skills and everything. But as you start like doing all of these labs, you're gonna start finding more resources and different things. I also recommend like building a home lab of your own. On my YouTube channel, I'm currently doing a video series of where I walk you through me building my own personal home lab. So you can subscribe to my channel at Day Cyberwox and everything. So just put yourself in the loop of like finding resources that help you build your skills and be part of a community, because in the community you can also have people that recommend really good resources. But my major resources that I recommend are Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, and Range Force.
Okay, that is awesome. Let's wet people's lips a little bit. How much can you possibly make as a cybersecurity intern or analyst, even if you're in school? How much could you possibly make?
So depending on like the company that you're working, so like it's in ranges. So some companies like it's between like $10 and $15 per hour. Some companies like 15 to like 25, and then I guess like bigger companies you can make up to like $30 an hour as an intern.
Wow, and that's great money for you being an intern, learning all that information, getting all that information.
Hmm.
That is good. I would like you to mention some of your channels and where we can find you. You mentioned
Yeah,
your YouTube. If you could repeat that again,
yeah,
if we can find you anywhere else. I know you're building a community
yeah.
as well. Just mention it. I'll put them in the description, and people can go ahead and follow you.
Absolutely. So you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Day Cyberworks, and then on YouTube, my channel is also Day Cyberworks. I also recently started like a Discord community for like students, high school, college, wherever you are, or anyone who is like getting into cybersecurity. For you to just come here like and like interact with people, share resources, and learn together. So I'll give you access to the Discord link so you can put it there. Everyone is welcome, whether you're a student or you're a professional, you're welcome here, and we'll really love to have you. So I have really great plans for the community. So be sure to be a part of it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Guys, I'm going to put his links in the description. Make sure you follow. He has amazing videos. Um, he has one talking about how to become a cybersecurity intern.
Yeah.
Like he said, the home lab one is also very unique. It's unique to the field, right? Not many fields have that opportunity where you can have so much hands-on
Yes.
even before you get a job, right? So much hands-on.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
go follow, go look at the labs, go see how he did it. And he also mentioned the fact that you can get a job even without the certification.
Yes.
And once he said that, what clicked in my head is that means as soon as you start learning and you start getting comfortable, start applying. Don't wait till the certification. If you get the certification and you can go ahead and put the certification in your resume and
Hmm.
apply, but do not wait for it because there
Yes.
are people who are getting jobs without the certifications. So go ahead and start applying everything he said. Follow him. Make sure you follow his journey. It's going to help with your own journey. And thank you, man. Thank you for joining me today,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks.
Until
Thanks for
next
having me.
time, like, subscribe. Bye.